Hello friends, this is Satvinder Bhatia from Sukhmani Immigration Services, Brampton, Canada. I'm a regulated and licensed Canadian immigration consultant. Today's video is very special because today I am not sharing with you just one draw results. I am sharing with you two draw results. Two draw happened on the same day and I'm sharing the draw results and analysis with you. So before that, I request you, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing. We talk a lot about Canadian immigration news, updates, tips and tricks on this channel. So if you like the video, share it with your family and friends so that they can also benefit. Before any further delay, let's get started. Let's get talking about these two draws, and these two draws are two PNP draws in one day. So these two draws happen on the different sides of Canada, east and west sides, right? So I will start with Ontario. Ontario because I have little bias for Ontario because I live in Ontario. And that is not the only reason, because Ontario is an engine of immigration, because Ontario calls maximum number of immigrants. And this is not my data, this is government data. And this is not happening for one day, this has been happening for a long time, right? So Ontario calls so many people here in Canada. So starting with Ontario. So which draw, what happened? Let us see. So Ontario, it is important to understand Ontario Immigrant Nominee Program, OINP, categories at least, not the detailed program because there are too many programs in this, but I am giving you kind of an overview so that you can know what are the different categories in Ontario PNP. So under Ontario PNP, there are broadly three categories. Express entry linked, as almost every PNP program, there is a express entry linked program and the other one is expression of interest. Here also the other one is expression of interest and the third one is for entrepreneurs. So these are the three broad classifications. What I am going to talk about today is express entry linked. So under express entry link, you need to have, it's must to have a profile in the federal express entry. So federal express entry profile is required. So what is the various categories under express entry? So under express entry, there are basically three categories. The first one is human capital. Now under human capital comes a very important and very famous draw which is called tech draw, because over a period of time Ontario is slowly becoming the tech capital, and I have read articles where after California, Toronto is coming as number 2. So lot of technology people are coming towards Toronto, and this trend has been going on for a while. So that's one category, human capital. The second one is Ontario skilled trade. And the third one is French speaking skilled workers. Today we are going to talk about Ontario skilled trade. What is skilled trade? A question, right? A question which comes to your mind. What is skilled trade? And there is a federal category also. Remember, in the express entry, there is a federal category for skilled trade, which is called FST, Federal Skilled Trade. In the express entry, there are three categories: federal skilled worker, federal skilled trade, and the third one is Canadian experience class. Of course, then there is a PNP nominee, right? So, but the draws are not happening for federal skilled trade. So, but under Ontario draws are happening. So Ontario skilled trade draws are regularly going on, regularly. So let us talk about what is Ontario, what is skilled trade first. Then I will come to the actual draw, because this question, sometimes people don't even know that they belong to skilled trade. So let me tell you what exactly the skilled trade is. So skilled trade refers to a professional occupation which involves working with hands, right? You are dexterous, you know how to work with the hands, and you require a specialized training over a period of time you become better with experience also. That is called skill trade, which involves not here but here. But of course, mind is involved everywhere, but you need to involve both the things, hand eye coordination, and those are the things which are very, very important in skill trade. So let us see what are the different categories, what are different types of skill trade. Some examples like chef, like bakers, like cooks, like hairstylists, like plumbers, like technicians, like carpenters. All these belong to skill trades. Mechanics, all these are examples of skill trade profession. Now, here I also want to touch upon a very important thing which is called Red Seal program. Red Seal, it's a kind of a certification, it's a kind of a program which sets a common standards to assess the skills of tradespeople across Canada. So it is administered in partnership with federal level, but administered by provinces and territories. And when you qualify, you go for an exam, you pass the exam, you get that Red Seal certification. So that will kind of, suppose you have done in Ontario, so you become equivalent, you can go into the Alberta also, right? So that kind of inter-province value also creates. So that is a Red Seal certification. I cannot go in detail about this right now, but Red Seal certification, all those people who are into the skill trade, they know about our Red Seal certification. So then comes another important thing, the types of skill trade. Sometimes people don't know which category they belong to, right? So there are more than around 160 skill trade professions. So Ontario College of Skill Trade, they have classified into 4 broad categories. Those 4 broad categories are construction. Construction involves your lot of labor, lot of effort, right? So in construction, you have crane operators, you have electrician, you have brick and stone layers, right? You have electricians, carpenters, you have plumbers, technicians, power technicians. All these belong to construction. The second category, industrial. So industrial involves like blacksmith, like cabinet makers, CNC programmers, draftsperson, facility technicians, right? Mechanics. All these are under the industrials, right? And then motive power. Under motive power, you have auto body repair, auto service technicians, marine engineers, you have power mechanics, you have small engine technicians, you have truck and coach technicians. Ontario is one of the biggest hubs of trucking industry in North America, where there are so many trucks, where there are so many trucking companies. There needs to have a truck technicians, body repair. There needs to have lot of different types of trucking. Trucking involves many different types of jobs. So under that, they all come under this skill trade. Now, the last one, which is service one. Service, when you are serving a customer directly, right? Like chefs, bakers, hairstylists, your cooks, goldsmith, IT network technicians, all these belong to service. So these are broad classifications. Sometimes some people appear in more than one categories also. So these are classification of skill trade. Now, let us look at the actual draw which happened on April 26th. So April 26th, this is the screenshot from the government website. So April 26th, the draw happened, and this draw is skill trade draw. Now, let's look at the analysis of this draw. So OINP invited 1034, Ontario invited 1034 candidates with CRS score of 300 to 461. Now here, one important thing I like to tell you. So here, Ontario metrics do not work. Because it is express entry linked, CRS score works. So I know people get confused. Sometimes, province use their own metrics, and sometimes they use CRS score. So CRS score is used when the program is express entry linked. And when the program is not express entry linked, there is another matrix which is the province or territory's own matrix which they classify and give the score to the candidate. So these are the two broad areas. Try to understand. Sometimes I know people get confused on this. So Ontario invited people who created their express entry profile April 26, 2021 to April 26, 2022. Your express entry profile is active for 1 year. So between 2021, April 26, 2021 and April 26, 2022, so all those people who have made the profile, they got the chances provided they qualified the required CRS scores. So basically Ontario skill trade, because right now in Ontario there is a massive shortage of construction, agriculture sectors. So government is trying to help as much as it can, right? So CRS cap has been removed. I shared in my previous videos also. Now, another important thing is to understand how many skill trade draws happened till now in 2022. So if we look at the picture, this is the picture, this is the government website, and the same thing I'm translating here to give you a better idea. So 3,355 people are invited in skill trade till now. 3,355. So if you multiply this by 3 times, because this happened in 4 months, right? At least if you multiply by 3 times, you will get around 10,000. So under one category, Ontario is inviting 10,000 people. Just one category, which is Ontario skill trade. So close to 1,000 I am anticipating. Based on these numbers, I am anticipating at least 10,000 people will be invited under this category. 10,000. Because right now 3,355 are already invited. So 1/3 of the year has passed. Now moving on to BCPNP. This is the second draw which also happened on April 26th. Now BCPNP draw April 26th, and this is a targeted draw. So BC targeted 2 areas, and basically the draw also happened in 2 categories. So draw 1 and draw 2 happened on the same day. So one draw was basically a tech draw wherein IT people were invited. You remember BC had a pilot program called BC Tech Pilot that has been made a regular program, right? So 112 people are invited under the BC Tech and 112, and then we have other people who are invited. So let us look at the analysis. The analysis of the draw, 148 are total number of people who are invited, 148, and draw 1, which I said was tech targeted draw, 112 people are invited. Draw 2 was targeted at other people who are basically from healthcare sector, 36 people were invited. So out of the healthcare sector, right, childcare category, there is early childhood educators. 23 people were called, knock code 4214. So here it is very important. That is why we do the analysis of the results. That is why we look at the draw results. Because see, new things, new changes come up. Here you see for last 2 months, early childhood educators are regularly invited. Early childhood educators, which are called ECE, right? And of course, healthcare workers are always in demand. And then comes your veterinary doctors. So veterinary doctors, knock code 3114, and your veterinary technicians, the animal technicians, which are 3213, they are also invited here. 5 people were invited. And now I want to touch upon a very important thing, which is early childhood educators. So early childhood educators, who are they? So they are the people who are basically playing a critical role in providing education and care for young children between the age of 0 to 5. So if parents go to jobs, both husband and wife, who will take care of the kids? So they leave their kids with crutch, right? A daycare where child can be safe and they can learn also. So there you will get education as well as care, right? Early childhood educators play a very critical role over there. So ECE is a licensed profession here in Canada, and you have to be certified. There are 3 different types of certifications. One certification is 5 years, other one is 1 year, and the last one is around 6 months. So these are the 3 different certifications. After getting a certification, you can get employed in the daycare too. So working as a ECE, early childhood educator. So now let us look at the BCPNP draws in the month of April. So in April month, BCPNP has conducted 4 draws, and they have called under BCPNP 682 candidates. So one more thing I like to share with you, which is BCPNP draw held so far. So as you see from this, BC conducts PNP draws almost every month, and each month they are doing not less than 4 draws. And total they have invited so far 2,949 candidates, almost close to 3,000. So entire BCPNP has invited 3,000 candidates so far. Whereas if you compare with Ontario, and when you compare with Ontario, you will see Ontario, only one category invited more than 3,000. That is why I call Ontario as an engine of immigration. So for this and other information, if you need any other kind of information, you can reach out to our office. Our office is located in Brampton, and email ID and phone numbers are shared here with you. And once again, if you have not subscribed to the channel so far, please consider subscribing, and thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you.